So, I'm sitting here, right? And this guy, right? His name's Chuggs. Alright, not Chubbs. Chuggs, like that is his name. Alright? And he's floating around space, right? Right? And he's thinking to himself, like, you know, I've been here for 7 million years. I must have seen it all. You know, like, look at all this stuff. You know, you got all these planets, and you got all these stars and all these galaxies, and you know, like, I've even gone through different dimensions. I went in the second dimension. I met all those flat motherfuckers. All right, and it was really dumb. I can only see, like, you know, to the left and right and up and down me, you know, there wasn't really much to see. So I went and I left that fucking place, right? And I went to the fourth dimension and people were passing in and out of each other like there was just no fucking physics. And I said, this is retarded. Alright, I went to the first dimension, I could only move left and right. There just wasn't even fucking, like, anything. All there was is, like, it was just, you know, it wasn't even fathomable. Alright, it was just infinitesimally small. And this place is, you know, fucking stupid. So here I am in the third, right? I'm cruising around, alright, down, fucking, through the stars, right? And I have this place called the Milky Way Galaxy. You know, like, Andromeda was pretty mediocre, just another galaxy. But you got this Milky Way, right? Who the fuck named that, alright? It's not made of milk, it's made of fucking stars. Whoever named that was stupid. Like, at least come up with a name for your galaxy, like, that sounds, like, cool, you know? But no, this place is like a fucking bowl of milk, just shit all over the fucking space, in vacuum space and stuff. Alright, so, you know, here I am, Chuggs, floating through space, and, I'm in the Milky Way. And it just makes me go, you know what, man? This place is completely fucking insignificant. I go up to this goddamn white dwarf, alright, and I go here, and, you know, you got some fucking planets and shit, and, you know, most of them or whatever. You find a fucking blue, you know, oceanic tarot with life. It's like, oh great, now one of these fucking things. I've seen a billion. Let's see what these dumb fucks are doing. And I go down, and, you know, it's got intelligent life. You know, you can figure that one out from space. They figured out how to use UV light radiation. You can figure that one out just looking at the night side. So I go down, and yeah, they got like cities and stuff, really fucking primitive, concrete and all these, like, different building materials that they figured out, and they seem to be getting along their way. And I go and ask, like, you know, man, you know, I transcribe their language for, you know, my thingy, because I'm so smart from floating around space for millions of years that I'm just able to figure out a language immediately just by looking at something. And I go and I ask, hey man, your star is pretty cool, and this fucking science man goes, yeah, it's a yellow dwarf. I go and I look up at this fucking thing, and it's white. Alright, I don't see how these motherfuckers call it yellow. I look around at the sky, it's blue. Alright, this is a white star. Alright, you know, if this was a yellow dwarf, alright, I'd be going, man, the sky looks fucking a little bit warm colored, don't you think? No, alright, it's a nitrogen based atmosphere, alright, like 70% nitrogen, 20% oxygen, which comes from the goddamn plant life and bacteria in the ocean and shit. And then you got like 1% argon and like fucking other shit that they've been pumping in the atmosphere, like carbon dioxide and garbage. Alright, but it's like mostly nitrogen and oxygen. And alright, and, you know, you look at it, and that makes like a blue tone or something, probably got it wrong, because I can't be fucking bothered. But, you know, I look up, and I say, you think that thing's fucking yellow? I'm like, why don't you try looking at it? He's like, nah, man, I can't look at it, it'll burn my eyes out. You know what, man, like, that's fucking useless. You can't even look at the sun. What's the point? Haven't you evolved to look at the goddamn sun? Like, how you've been here like for 3 years? You gotta evolve to look at the sun. It's just logic. So I'm fucking here, alright, and this motherfucker's there, and I ask, okay, what did you name this thing? And he says, it's the sun. I'm like, do you have an alternative name? It's like, yeah, it's Sol. Like, why don't you call it fucking Sol? It's like, well, the Spanish people do. Yeah, I'm like, well, they got it fucking figured out. It's a much cooler name than the sun. That's gay. Alright, well, it's like, well, technically it's the same thing. It's like, I don't care. It sounds nicer. So I'm like, alright, bring me to your fucking planet's leader or whatever. I want to talk to him and maybe I can help you out, give him some knowledge. And it's like, I can't do that. We don't really have a planetary leader. It's like, alright, well then where are you? I'm like, where am I? Like, do you have like a fucking thing you or whatever? Like something I can talk to? I'm like, well, there's the president of the United States. It's like, the president of the United States, bring me to this guy. I got important info. And he's like, oh man, he's the president. He's a really, really busy guy. You know, like he's you know, building the wall and you know, doing his own thing. And I say, I don't give a fucking shit what he's doing, alright, to build a wall. I can teach you guys how to get in space and talk with aliens, alright, and do stuff and fucking accomplish shit. You guys seem to have figured enough out. I can do this. And he says, bull fucking shit you do, mate, alright, you landed here, alright, and let me tell you, mate, you look just like me, alright, I don't see why, alright, you Chuggs, alright, you motherfucker, yeah, you think you could come down here, alright, act all hoity-toity, and like you know everybody, even though you don't, alright, and that you just think you're better than everybody and think you can talk to the goddamn most powerful man on earth, alright, or in the country, arguably, whatever you want to say, and just think you can do that. And you know what, man, I don't think the president would appreciate your presence going in and giving him your crackpot bullshit theories on space travel and talking to fucking UFOs and aliens and shit. Alright, why don't you go to Area 51? Maybe they could have some use to you. So I say, fine, where's this Area 51 place? And he's like, some place called Roswell, New Mexico, or Arizona. Maybe, I think it's New Mexico or Nevada. I don't, you fucking figure that shit out. Just look it up and Google it or whatever. You got Google Maps and you could just, you know, and take the GPS and it'll send you on your way. Take the bus or whatever to the town, like, or fly there. Who cares? You know, here's $50. Get a Greyhound, have a Greyhound ticket. Fucking see you. Bye. So yeah, I do is I take the $50, right? Like this paper ass money. Like they don't even have credits. Like, you know, man, like, and they're still using, you know what, alright, that's what the poor people use, alright, what real people use is they trade with, like, space resources, and you use stars as fucking currency. This guy's, they're using paper money, alright, from, like, trees, alright, they grind up their oxygen producers into, like, a pulp, and then they, like, take the water out of it, and then it dries into, like, this paper shit. So, alright, I'm using this fucking weird-ass material, and you know, made of like fucking dead plant matter. Alright, and I go up to, I find the bus station wherever these weird four-wheeled long thingies are, and I go and I say, you know, yo dog, can I go to Roswell? And he says, yeah, man. Well, you here to see Area 51? And it said, yep. And it's like, well, you can't get too close, but you can go to Roswell. And I'm like, sure thing, kid. So I get on the bus, right, and I'm on there for like, you know, 4 hours, you know, going from here to there, and I end up in Roswell. You know, that was a pretty quick ride compared to the normal travel I do. You know, pretty slow in comparison to teleportation, but pretty fast in comparison to just, you know, any other form of transportation in space. So, you know, I get there and I look around and you know, it's a real fucking small place. You got like a bunch of fucking weird ass humanoid thingies with green eyes on posters and t-shirts everywhere, people talking about UFOs. It's like a tourist spot. So I head into a diner, you know, I might as well eat the food, try it out. Like, I don't really need it, you know. You know, I've been floating around in space so long, I figured out how to just survive off of, like, fucking photosynthesis. But, you know, here it is. here's the thing. I might as well just try it. I go in this restaurant diner thingy, and they're like, "Hi, what can I give you to eat?" And it's like, give me your best Earth food. And she like the waitress laughs and goes, "Okay, we'll just give you our fucking tourist platter or whatever for breakfast. What would you like to drink?" And I just said, "How about you choose? I don't really know what you guys have." It's like, "I'll start you off with a coffee." I'm like, "Coffee? What's that?" And she raises her eyebrow and thinks I'm fucking crazy. Alright, I'm like, "You don't know what coffee is?" I'm like, "Nope." I'm like, "I'm gonna brew one for you mild." And I'm like, "Okay." And she goes there, and she gets me like a mild brew of coffee or whatever, and you know, pours it out, and it's like hot, and I'm like, okay, it's a weird way to drink it, you know, just drink at room temperature, but yo man, you just drink it hot. And I you know, she's like, "You want sugar in it?" And I'm like, "Just do whatever you Earth people do." And it's like, okay. And then she gives me, you know, some sugar and pours some milk in there, and I drink it, and it tastes like burnt ass, and it's like, whatever, it's not the worst thing I've had all day. So, you know, she leaves, and like 20 minutes later comes back like these weird fucking yellow things and like brown strips with the white dry thingies, and I'm like, "What's this crap?" And she's like, "It's a bacon eggs toast." I'm like, "Oh yeah, what's that white block thingy?" Like, she's like, "That's butter. You put down the toast, and it tastes good." So I'm like, "Okay," and then I put the butter on the toast, and like I tasted it, and it tasted mediocre, and I had other stuff, and it was okay. So you know. I ate that food, and I'm like, "Alright, bye." And he's like, "You realize you gotta pay for that, right?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, I spent all my money on that bus ticket." And you know, well, I said, "Okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom." So I go to the bathroom, and I climb out the window and hightail it out of there. Now, you know, then I start walking to this Area 51 place, right? Because Area 51, you know, the guy pointed me toward there, you know, they thought my information could be useful. So I go to Area 51, you know, fuck it, right? And, you know, like, Chuggs, the man of the universe with the best information that you could ever imagine, going to Area 51. So, like, I walk there, right? And it's like this, you know, I see this, like, weird caged off facility with, like, a runway and some soldiers and shit. And I go, "Yo, dogs, I got info for the president man, whatever his name is. The guy, he said he was on the wall or whatever, and I wanted to, you know, help him out with stuff and give him information on space travel and shit." And they're like, the soldiers are laughing their asses off and say, "We're gonna have to escort you off this property, sir." And I'm like, "No, man, really, I'm not kidding. I can teach you space travel." And they're like, "Fine. If you have fucking info that's really that useful, alright, here's a goddamn tape recorder, alright? What I want you to do is say what you gotta say, come back here later tonight, give it to me, and if you really give us the answers, alright, we'll let you in, alright? No problem." So, you know, I head back into town, right, and you can't go to the diner, so I'm kind of just laying low, and I say, like, the shit I need to say for the space travel thingy, and how you do it with the quantum harmonizers and the thingy majongos, and you put the thing up the button, and you slap the two sticks together, and boom bam, spaceship, warp travel, McTeleportation. So, you know, you got that garbage. And then I give them the blueprints, and, you know, I even give them papers and everything, and draw them schematics, and showing these monkey motherfuckers how to do it. And they're like, you know, like, "What's that?" I'm like, "It's space travel." And they're like, "Man, you're really into this." And it's like, okay, so I head back and I give it to him, and he's there. and he's listening to this shit and looking at it, and it's like, oh boy, his eyes is fucking wide and 20 times bigger than they were, and he looks really fucking nervous. And he now points his fucking gun at me, and he goes, how did you get that, man? Where did you get this information? Alright? Or do you work for the US government? What government do you work for? I'm gonna have to take you in right now, alright, and hold you under quarantine. And I'm like, okay, I guess this means I get to meet the big head honcho, man. You know, I guess this is the customs or whatever here on this Earth planet. So I go in, and I head in there, and I'm like, yo dog, here's the thing and how to do it. And they're like, how do you figure this crap out? We've been keeping this info from the people for years now, alright? We gotta keep this on the down low, alright? How did you figure this out? And I'm like, I've been thrown through space for millions of years. They ain't buying it. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm just gonna start shape-shifting right now in front of them. And they see this shit and they get really scared, alright? And they really start threatening that I gotta stop that, they're gonna shoot, and I gotta, you know, like, they gotta restrain me. And I'm like, okay, not like it matters, I can just fucking teleport out of here anyways. And they're like, you better not do that. And I'm like, okay, not like everything better to do. Is the most fun I've had in millenniums. Alright, so I'm sitting here in this brightly lit room, and this guy, alright, this like clean black suit walks in, wears sunglasses, is like, alright, sir, we need to know how you learned this information and where you're from, and tell me. So, you know, I go in there. I'm in there for however long, probably feels like a long time for me, so I must have been in there for like, you know, a couple weeks, just telling them. And they had a lot of guys switch out and listen to me, and I tell them this, and they're like, alright, I guess that's good. And I'm like, and you know, it's like, is that it? Yeah. And it's like, alright, well, is this information gonna be able to get you guys into space? And they're like, yeah, this information is very useful. What I need, you know, and stuff, can you relay this to, you know, the different authority figures at this other place thingy that's, you know, like, even higher security, and go into even more detail. I'm like, really? I kinda already did this. And like, yeah, also we need you to sign this thing that, this contract that says you can't tell this to any other foreign bodies. Like, foreign bodies, like what, fucking solar, you know, like different star systems? And it's like, no, like, no people, alright, like no citizens, no, like only like very specific people, no other countries. Is like, okay, fine, whatever. I've just been telling this to everybody, and it's like, well, you might want to stop, alright? And I'm like, okay. So, you know, I go there, and then like they put me on this like plane thingy that just moves through the atmosphere, because the atmosphere is pretty thick here, and it kind of just like pushes the like particles of air under it. So that like thing goes in the air. I'm on there for a bit, and it lands, and then they put me in this SUV blindfolded. Not like it matters, like, you know, I don't really need eyes to see. I could just like sense the universe around me, so I see where they're taking me. And they like they like go into like this area in the mountains, and then they take me into this valley, and under this rock is like this hole in the ground. So we go into like this bunker, or whatever they call it, and it's like, hey man, this is pretty cool, I guess. Like, they're really hidden, they're going out of their way, they must not want anybody to see what's down here. And then I go down there, and then they lock me in a room for a while, and I'm like, okay. And I'm in there for like a couple years, and they're still not saying anything. So I teleport out of there, and I say, well, that was a big fucking waste of time. And you know what? They're still not in space, alright? And that's been like 4 decades ago now. And, you know, I'm just writing down my thoughts, and, you know, I've had a lot of time to think about it, and I'm gonna say that these motherfuckers don't know what to do with their time. And I hope you guys, this is a warning, alright? the information I gave you, what I want is you to use it, alright? And stop being so goddamn hostile all the time. Like, jeez. Fucking help a brother out, alright? I want you to return that favor and you come back, but get me a beer. Or, like, whatever. Bye. That'll be all, I guess. My name's Chuggs. If you haven't figured it out, I'm Chuggs.